Triple E EDC back again with another live video. All right, let's go ahead and wait just a moment for a couple people to come in. If you guys are watching after the live video, go ahead and fast forward until you see a couple people on the screen, maybe a couple seconds, minute or so. Hey, Stud Fishing, what's going on? Another live, yeah. Hey, Case. Hey, Down Bond, what's going on? Hey, C. Lemansky. All right, tonight I got my Glenlivet going on. This is the Founders Reserve. For those of you who back-to-back uploads, yeah. Yeah, Dom, I'll look out for that email. So, for those of you who know Glenlivet at all, they had the Nodora for a while, and they had a bunch of they had a bunch of I think 16 years or a couple other uh, aged caskets. And problem that this whole industry is a little turned upside down right now because they didn't age enough caskets for the amount of demand that happened. Anyway, if you're into Scotch, you sort of know that they're having to mix ages because of the fact that they didn't prepare enough for the amount of demand that would swell due to the internet. So, and hipsters too. Don't forget hipsters. Have I ever had a Spyderco? Sorry, I can't see everything under the Spyderco K2. I have not had a Spyderco K2. That is actually one of the knives that I really want to have, but that thing's a giant. Speaking of giants, I am after right now. So I just ordered. I actually have 3 Medfords coming my way. 2 Slim Middies and a what's the other one? An Infraction. So those 2 of them should be here tomorrow. Another one probably is going to be here Wednesday. And so I'll probably also do a collection update around then also. But what I really want to try to see if I can get is one of the Medford full thickness Marauders, and that thing is going to be 3 Medfords, right? That thing is going to be massive, just like the K2. The K2 is a massive, massive knife. I would like to get one. I heard there's some bad lock stick on them though. Lots of reviews on the Medfords. Yeah, so um, am I ever going to do a face reveal? All right. So as far as the Medfords go, I know that a lot of people are reviewing the Slim Middies, and I think the reason Medfords are getting a lot of play right now is because of the fact that they're releasing more knives that are EDC friendly. The Dress Marauder, the Slim Midi Marauder, the Slim Praetorian, the Swift, and the Smooth Criminal. So all those are more EDC friendly. So I think that's why Medford's shift is causing a lot of people to start to join or the EDC YouTubers to try to join and everything. But to answer your question, if I'm going to do a face reveal, eventually. I mean, anyone who's ever emailed me and gotten a response can probably just Google me if they really want to see my face. To be honest. I'm not that shy about doing a face reveal, but don't necessarily need to throw my face out there. I'm an attorney, and I don't need everyone seeing the knife obsessed attorney online. So what are you guys carrying today? This is actually what I was carrying today: the bare knuckle and the Freeman 451 button lock. And by the way, I really, really have been growing to love the bare knuckle. If you guys remember my first impressions video, the action wasn't that great on it. Let me move this out of the way for a second. The action wasn't that great on it. I opened it up and really, it's a shake shot action, but it's really, really nice. You got 20 CV here, and it's just a great budget knife. I'm carrying my Bastion Triumph, Tucson TS81. You got some nice Tucson's, Stud Fishing. What's that Triumph? I don't really know anything about that one. I'll have to look that one up. When you say Bastion, is that Bastinelli or another brand? I don't know Bastion. An Ultratech and a 51 Morpho, Invictus, Kershaw Weston. Robert Fogel, how you doing? So since Invictus is here, playing with the Copper Matrix XL all day. Yeah, so I hope you're enjoying that one, C. Lemansky. That Copper Matrix was it's a lot of fun actually. You know, flipping open and close, the weight of it actually gives it some nice action. But I know this is for you, Invictus. I know you're waiting to see that one. Yeah, the Super Freak. So I would say you've got enough Tucson's for now, stud fishing. Go ahead and save for that Super Freak. There's no reason. You pair that with the Spidey Chef, and you'll be fine. Here's a Spidey Chef for you. But you pair that with the Spidey Chef, and you should be fine. You'll have two really good, $200-ish EDC knives, and they're fantastic. Yeah. So why all of a sudden did I get into ordering some Medfords? Honestly, all the customization that's out there is, for Medfords is it's giving me a little FOMO, to be honest. I'll probably end up selling a few of them. Going mountain biking, yeah. So just for for Don Bon's sake, let me go ahead and not Don Bon, Invictus. We'll do some quick flipping with this. Let's go ahead and set that back up. Got a PM2 in 10V. How's that 10V working out? Has anyone else tried the 10V? So then that's probably why you're interested in the K2, right? Because it's 10V steel also. The K2 originally got me interested in 10V when I saw the PM2 and 10V come out. I was interested in it. It got me a little bit more interested in it. I still haven't tried out 10V. So yeah, Case Otter, you were asking about 10V. So 10V, you probably know about 3V already. And 4V is what St. Nick's, Spyderco St. Nick's knives come in. And what serial number is my 940 2001? You got a K3 90 PM2 also? Yeah, so the 10V adds, I think, more vanadium to the mix. I'm not really a metallurgist. You guys can go check out some other channels for better metallurgy stuff. But as far as the serial number on here, let's see, 623. Where am I located? Houston, Texas. So yes, it's 1:14 in the morning here right now. I'm a little bit of a crazy night owl. So you want me to talk about the 940 2001? Sure thing. So let me go ahead and bring out a couple of 940s. Yeah, so 10V is one of those edge holding steels, and yeah, so I know that with those edge holding steels, you're going to get, your main worry is going to be because they're going to hold an edge forever. The question is, how tough are they going to be, and how much corrosion resistance are they going to have? So, I think when you're in that 10V, 4V, 3V range, you're going to have similar characteristics. I don't think you're going to notice on a day-to-day usage really any difference between any of them. And for that matter, there's another one called Venatus 4 Extra, Venatus 4E, that's sort of in that same vein. That's pretty much all things to look at. They're all pretty similar. As far as the Benchmade 2001, so you got a couple of ones here. This is the Smoky Mountain Knife Works 940. This is the one with the red carbon fiber and the contoured handles with the M390 blade steel. This is S90V blade steel. You can see it there. And the S90V blade steel is the same blade steel that's on the carbon fiber version, the 940-1. Now, I did have a 940-1. I sold it. I will be getting another one at some point, but I haven't done that yet. This is a 943 BK or SBK. So this is the serrated combo edge. and it has a little bit of a blade shape difference. I brought out the Anthem also because when you're talking about this knife, you're both talking about titanium handles. You're talking about 20 CV in the Anthem versus 90 S90V in the the 940 2001. So anyone who's thinking about getting, and I'll move these two out of the picture for now. Anyone who's thinking about getting this should be wondering, should I be getting this? And the reason, that even as a question, because these are like $500 or $450 or so, I forget exactly how much they are right now, and these are only $350. You might be thinking, why are you even talking about this? They're not even the same price range. Not true. The resale on these sucks. The resale value on these sucks. What I mean is, don't buy this new. If you're going to buy this, the Anthem, buy it on the secondary market because it's going to cost you the same $350 that this costs, right? So really, if you're asking about this, you should be asking about this. Okay, and so the question is, this is 500, this is 350, which is better? Should you own both? So for me, I wouldn't call myself a collector. I'm not on the level of Zach's stuff or anything. Zach is just on another level with 940 collecting. He has the most insane collection. I'm so jealous. But I have a couple of 940s, and I consider myself somewhat of a casual collector of 940s. And the titanium on here. So let me tell you a little bit about the differences in titanium. Titanium here is flat. It feels very smooth. Okay. My favorite EDC steel is probably it might be S90V, to be honest. It's either S90V or it's probably S90V because I live in Houston, so it's a little bit. You sort of need that stainless side of it, but I also really love the. I love 20 CV. I love M390 is the same composition, and I also love M4 and 3V, but M4 and 3V are a little less corrosion resistance, especially M4, and it's not the best in Houston. So when I have M4, I have to have it in a coated blade like this. Hey, Logs, how you doing? So anyway, back to these things. So what I'll say is like this: the texturing on the Anthem. Some people will take it or leave it because it's chevron pattern. People don't love the chevron pattern necessarily. The texturing, from a feel perspective, is way better than the smooth texture on here on the 940. The blade shape on here is really it's really dealer's preference. This is just a classic, really easy to use blade shape. You're already probably familiar with this blade shape. And Invictus, I can't keep up with the comments. They sometimes disappear before I get to them. But if you're interested in, and this goes for anybody, if you guys are interested in any knives you see and you want to, propose a trade, look, I can't promise I'm gonna, be interested in the trade you're proposing, but shoot me an email, triple.e.edc@gmail.com. I'm always curious. Hey, Didier Van Geiskim, I don't know how to say your name. Sorry, but you've got a turret coming your way, and thanks for he bought one of the turrets or the Benchmade turret from the last video. Thank you for that. And so anyway, about these two knives, it's really whatever your preference is on the blade shape here. And I live in Houston. Or you were asking about the where does he live? So anyway, the blade shape on the 940 you're probably pretty familiar with already. That's it's that reverse tanto, really easy, a lot of flat, a little bit of belly at the front. This is also a lot of flat, a little bit of belly at the front. The only real difference is the tip strength. The tip strength is going to be more on the 940 here than the Anthem, but really they're very similar blade shapes. This is going to be a little bit thinner behind the edge because it has more of a drop to the front. But frankly, they're both going to do the job, and overall, I like them both. As far as the the mini deep carry clip is better on this one, and I like the stonewash on this one a little bit better. It's a little bit darker than this one on the blades. So I guess that's a little bit, about the two knives. A couple of things to keep in mind. You have the red thumb studs here. These are a little different. You will feel the thumb studs here when you're using them. They wear on your finger a little bit more than the regular 940 thumb studs. Also, one big thing to keep in mind is the this is on bearings, and you'll see the difference here. So if I if I pull the axis lock and rotate the knife, you can see the action while it's rotating, right? It's a sort of a slower action. So here, if I pull it and rotate it, I mean, you can see it just wants to fly out in every direction. So, that's really the difference between the two. I think this gives you a good look at the 940-2001, while also comparing it to a knife that you can get in the same price range on the secondary market. You're buying these on the secondary market anyway because they're sold out everywhere. This one, I think, is the better deal on the secondary market, but these are limited editions. So, if you already have one of these, or, I think they should both be on your radar. I would recommend getting both if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, I would recommend the Anthem. That's my 2 cents. Anyway, I might have missed some comments here. I'm sorry if I missed some comments. If anybody has some questions they want me to answer, feel free to ask again. You find your blade wobbles a bit if you loosen your axis to swing free. So here's the thing about axis locks. There's a couple of ways to fix them, and sometimes the tolerances on them are good, but not perfect. And they have the 940-2001 back in stock. Well, if they have them, grab them while you can. You can probably resell them, for a little bit more than you buy them for if you don't like it. Once they run out, because they are limited, they're not coming back. At least that's what Benchmade was putting out there. Or you're asking about the axis lock. So the axis lock is an interesting lock because in order for it to work, you can't have the pivot too tight, because if you have the pivot too tight, the washers will crush against it, and you'll have almost no movement in the blade. What ends up happening is if you loosen it too much, you get a bunch of blade play back and forth because the blade isn't locked in place. So if the tolerances aren't good, that when Benchmade makes the knife, you'll end up with blade play, and then you tighten it right to the point where blade play stops, and then you pull back, and it will not be sweet swinging like that. I can't even talk. Free swinging like that is. Later case, if you hop back on, that's awesome. I may be doing a giveaway later, so keep that in mind. The you're out of the 2001. Yeah. So anyway, the on the axis locks, what you really have to do is, and it's really annoying to get in there, but if you open them up and you put a little light polishing on the washers, opening up an axis lock is the easy part. Getting it back together is the hard part. I have a video, I think it was the bug out video where I disassembled it and showed you guys how to do it. I'm happy to do another one if you guys want. Just let me know. But basically, if you take it apart and you polish the washers a little bit with a really, really high, a high grit, stone, then you should be able to free up some of that swinging action. Put a little, lube in there and put it all back together, and then tighten it up just with blue Loctite, just to the point where you get to no blade play, and you should have some more free swinging action like this. Thoughts on the new Mini Super Freak. So here's my thoughts on the new Mini Super Freak, and I'll bring out the full size Super Freak for this. So the Mini Super Freak, if they had the what the options available on the Mini Super Freak, and and they put it on the full size, if they did that, I would. I don't know if I'd buy the knife, to be honest. The red thumb studs with the carbon fiber, I think, looks a little racy-ish to me, like you're at the racetrack. I'm not exactly sure why, but this one, I think this version of it looks amazing, and the new version of it in the Mini, just the aesthetics of it, it doesn't do it for me. It gives me too much of a checkered flag vibe, and with a red racing car, with the way the carbon fiber sits and everything like that. Now, that being said, my other issue with it is that it's not meant to work necessarily in the same way as this one is, because I think you guys can confirm, but I think this one's M4, but I think the Mini one is S90V, if I remember correctly, And, you know, while that's great on, some of the other knives they have, and I think it's a great, I would like to see maybe an S90V version of it, or an S90V, or an S90V Reptilian. I just don't know that after they release M4 on this one with a really thin, slicey blade, that releasing the smaller one in S90V makes a whole lot of sense. I think a lot of people wanted this exact knife in a smaller version to start, and then if you wanted to run a special run of them, with carbon fiber or S90V or something else, I think that would have been sort of the more prudent thing to do. I'm not disappointed because and I know a lot of people were excited for the new one also, but that's not my size. That's not really my size knife. I don't really go into the minis, and so I'm not really that worried about it. I don't plan on picking one up. If one fell into my lap, I'd take a look at it, but it's not really my thing. How am I liking the sack? So what stud fishing is talking about is this. So this is what kind of wood is this again? Is this Kona or stud fishing? Let me know in the comments what kind of wood this was again. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. Curly Koa. So these are custom scales he did on this sack, and this is I think it's a Tinker. There you go. So you have the main blade on these. You have the screwdriver, but this is a pretty nice version of it, and he went ahead and traded this for. He traded that for me, and like I said, if you guys have trades or knives you want to buy, feel free to hit me up. Worst I can say is no. Once the channel gets big enough, I may not be able to answer everything, but for now, I'm happy to answer every email I get. triple.e.edc@gmail.com. So later, Invictus. Have a good night. If you're going to email me. But it's great having you here. I think he's leaving because I took the 87 off the table. Sorry, Invictus. But anyway, the Spidey chef, he traded for this plus I think a couple of Tucsons. Like I said, he sent me a couple of Tucsons to take a look at it. I'm still reviewing these Tucsons, and so I know I haven't put any of those videos out yet, but I have them queued up. And once I finish reviewing those, I'm going to send. So I'm going to send those. I think I get to pick 2 of those plus some cash and this, and he gets the Spidey chef. So that was the trade. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at a fixed blade. I don't know if the chef's still available. No. This is going out to stud fishing. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. This is the Little Chief. So you've probably seen this on a few other channels. This is by Pearson Knives. It's Nitro V Steel. I have to say, I got this from Blade Banker's giveaway, and like I said, I usually don't enter other people's giveaways. Every once in a while, I will if I'm trying to get something specific. But for the most part, I try to let you guys win. And when I do win, I usually try to pass something on. This is one of the few exceptions to that. I just think this is a really cool knife. I plan to hang on to this. I'll probably buy another knife on the channel and give it away in honor of the fact that I won this. But this, if you look, the fit and finish on this, I mean, this is absolutely perfect on fit and finish. I mean, this, I can't even tell where the G10 ends and the blade begins. It's perfect. So that's really cool. It's an acid wash blade. I guess the only nitpick on this, if I'm gonna give a nitpick, even though it's sort of a custom, is the Pearson here is a little bit off kilter. So if you see, good night, Invictus. Good night. Thank you for coming. So if you see the Pearson it follows sort of this line here, but it probably should have been evenly spaced between the end of the handle and the blade. Yeah, leave a like. Leave a like. Definitely appreciate it. By the way, guys, Super Chat is open. I don't usually I don't usually point that stuff out, but I guess I was watching some YouTube videos on how to run a channel, so I guess I should mention that. Super Chat's open if any of you guys are interested. Any event, this is a really cool little knife. Carries very, very well on the belt. Fits pretty well in the Kydex. And if any of you guys are looking for a small EDC fixed blade, definitely check it out. What's Super Chat? So Super Chat is sort of a way to support channels. You can highlight a comment or send a sticker and essentially donate money to the channel. Some people leave, I think, $1.99. I've seen, some guys like I think Zach gets some $50 donations here and there because he does a lot of shipping out of giveaway knives. So I think a couple people, support him in that way, which is very, very cool. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other things I got here. So one knife I don't bring out too often as a fixed blade is my Tier 1 Mini. So this is Phobos Knives. Any guys ever owned a Phobos knife? For operators, by operators. So this is an interesting knife, Tier 1 Mini. It's it is these were originally made by Bark River, I think, but they didn't really. Bark River for Phobos, and then in the first run they were Bark River, and then in the second run, Phobos ran them themselves. I don't know who did them for Phobos this time, but I got part of the second run. This has an acid wash blade, blue liner inserts, and black micarta liners. Very, very cool. Jimping on this is just all over the place, but well rounded down and just very, very grippy. This is like a perfect knife for gloves. So that's a great thing for operators. Has a great pommel to break stuff. The lanyard hole doesn't get in the way at all, which is fantastic. And the blade on this and the choke up position is excellent. I will say it's a little far from you in the back position. The choil takes up a lot of the blade. Do I have a Mannix? Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. So, by the way, stud fishing, you were mentioning before you have a bunch of PM2s, or a couple different PM2s. So I was sort of in the same boat with you with PM2s and Mannixes. I think I owned at one point 4 Mannixes and four or 5 PM2s. And I got out of that a little bit because I realized, they all cut basically the same unless you're using them hard all the time. But like I said, I like S90V. So guess what? Mine is the S90V carbon fiber version. This is a custom backspacer from Eric Shepard CC Customs, and yeah. So this is an excellent one. This has a mod on the top here. When Shepard did this, he also did knock this down. So if you look on a regular PM2, this is the same thing that a Mannix gets. See these hard corners? They're kind of sharp. You could probably even knock some stuff off your nail with them. So this one is actually completely rounded. Not quite as rounded as like the crown spine on the Anthem, but yeah, this is pretty rounded. By the way, that's another thing I'll mention is the spine on the Anthem is crowned, and the 940 2001 has this wedge here with flat corners here. So just another difference. Hey, it's me. How you doing? Hey, it's me. All right, so the Mannix here, yeah, this is a great knife. This is a great work knife. Anytime I go outdoors for a project, so a lot of people will grab the PM2, a lot of people will grab a Para 3. If they're grabbing a Spyderco, I grab the Mannix. This is my knife that I put to work on a lot of things. When I have something I want to work hard on, I'll usually either grab the Mannix here or one of a couple of other knives. Let me see if I have any of them here. I've taken the Benchmade Freak on a couple of, hardworking jobs. Let's see, anything else I'll hard use? Yeah, this. So this is pretty new. I haven't really hard used it yet, but this feels like something I'm gonna be hard using in the future. This is the ProTech Invictus from Prometheus Design Works. Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in all the different steels that Spyderco does, and I stopped. I had to force myself to stop caring, otherwise I'd end up buying everything. That's just I guess part of the nature of the knife game. Put myself in too much debt. But it also allowed me to try a lot of new things that I hadn't tried before because I was, for every Spyderco I was trying, I wasn't able to try a Freeman. For every Spyderco I was trying, I wasn't able to try a Bergblades Golem, or a Bergblades Iron Wolf, right? So it is important to explore and go outside in different brands and check out what other people are doing. So, yeah, now, any of you planning to get, speaking of which, despite all me saying all of that, I will say I do plan to get one of the Spyderco PM2s from River's Edge Cutlery. How many of you guys are going to be getting one of those if you can get it in time? Hey, what's up, Bunzo? Going fishing? That's awesome. Yeah, you could use a GoPro when you go fishing. By the way, I mentioned on the Mannix the backspacer from Shepherd Customs. So the scales here are also from Shepherd Customs. These are Lightning Strike carbon fiber scales on this 20 CV Mannix. I'm sorry, 20 CV PM2. This is going to be replaced probably by the Rec PM2 if I get one. That's awesome, JKC. We're doing trades already in the comments. I love it. That's the type of knife community we got to have. So, yeah, by the way, you guys were wondering, what brought on the Medford thing in the beginning. So, I'll tell you like this. This knife actually did a lot to bring in the Medford thing because I didn't want to give huge Medford knives a try at first. And then this combined with all the videos recently on the slim middies, uh, showing that those knives are actually more of an EDC size. I said, look, I'll try some of the EDC size stuff and maybe I'll even try one of the bigger knives because if you look at the dimensions, really isn't that far off from a Praetorian. Not that I really want to get the Praetorian. Actually, what I really want is the full-size Marauder. Those are expensive, though. Yeah, so curious to try them out. Look, I gave sort of a semi-negative review to a Praetorian Genesis when I had one that was donated for review. Obviously, I had to send it back by a viewer, but I liked the Genesis to an extent, and then I didn't like it to another extent, and so I just had this feeling that I didn't give the brand a fair shake. So I said, look, let me try out a couple of knives from Medford, see if I can, reevaluate it. If it's the same, okay, so I'll resell them. I got some of them on the secondary market. They'll probably sell for what I bought them for. I did get one on, from retail. Probably keep that one because it'll lose value on the secondary market. If you're buying Medfords, by the way, the secondary market rates are way better than buying them retail. You can save $200+ in some instances. Anyway, Benchmade 917 Tactical Triage. Yeah, so are you trying to trade? Gotcha. Benchmade Mini Onslaught. I have never owned the Onslaught or the Mini, either one. I haven't actually gotten a chance to use those, which is surprising because a lot of people tell me I have way too many Benchmades. By the way, for those people, I will say to you, I sold a bunch of them, and I don't have nearly as many anymore. You guys sort of reminded me I needed to diversify my collection a little bit. Yeah, I'm very curious about the full-size Marauder. Part of the impetus for the full-size Marauder is I really like large knives like this and like this. I don't carry them every day, but when I do carry them, I really enjoy them. But the other part of the impetus is I went online to try to find videos about the full-size Marauder, and there's like 3 of them, and I was that doesn't fill the need. I watch YouTube videos just like you guys do. It doesn't fill the need. to gather information about everything that I want to gather. If there's like 3 videos. Anyway, all right. So I think I'm going to end this one a little bit earlier. So I'm going to do a giveaway now, unless you guys want to talk about something specific. But I'll probably do the giveaway now if you guys want to, sign off. What do you guys think? Bueller? All right, so giveaway. All right, so I'm going to do, what did I carry today? So let me put up my knives I carried today. Carry this Freeman 452 or 451 button lock, and I got this Kershaw bare knuckle in 20 CV. That's what I carried today. All right, so let's talk about the giveaway knives. And by the way, you said, can I go through my knife box after? Yeah, I can go through my knife box real quick after, but actually on Tuesday, probably Monday night or Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a full collection update. So maybe I'll go through it real quick. How much is the Freeman? The Freeman, I think, was like 325 or 350, something like that. This is the titanium version, in S45 VN. The regular version in D2, I think, only costs like 225, and that it comes available in G10 or carbon fiber in G10. So, yeah. I'll tell you guys what, because some of you guys need to leave. I'll go ahead and do the giveaway now. If you guys want to stick around, we can stick around. If not, I'll know that everyone leaves that for the giveaway, which is probably the case anyway. You say 225 for D2 is crazy expensive. So I know Medford does a lot of D2 stuff. Freeman, I don't know if they have. So Medford does CPM D2, which is different than regular cheap Chinese D2. And I would assume Freeman has also CPM D2. That's the powder metallurgy version of D2. And the difference in the grain structure makes it a much better steel than regular D2. The powder metallurgy process actually works better for some steels than others. And for D2, it really makes it into a much better, steel, much better user steel. This is the bare knuckle. I think you guys asked to see it. So let's go ahead and take out the giveaway knife. Let's see if I can bring that. What should I give away tonight? Let's give away this one. So yeah, so Freeman's range in price from about 225 up to I think 375, depending on what configuration you get. So let's use this as a giveaway knife. I'm going to do the Civivi Shard. I'm going to be getting in a couple new knives soon that I'll use for giveaway knives also, so some things that you haven't seen before. All right. And so just to give you guys a quick look at this knife. Got a titanium clip here. As far as a size comparison, here it is up against the Mannix. So it's a smaller knife. All right, let's go ahead and in order to do this, I'm gonna pick a number again. We only got like 17 people on, so again, we're gonna go closest to the number. Pick a number between 1 and 100. Don't guess yet. I'll let you guys know when to guess. And the person who is closest to that number will win. This time, it was a little bit confusing last time because we ended up having someone who was almost as far away as somebody else, but one person was over, one person was under, and it's hard for me to keep track of these things. So the rule this time is I'm going to do the closest to the number without going over. Okay, and so the number between 1 and 100. And I'm going to go ahead and run the numbers. Does it have a gold pivot? So it's got gold liners. It has, yes, it's a gold pivot. Gold liners, gold pivot, both sides. Carbon fiber here and titanium clip here. Yeah, it's like an Iron Man knife, exactly. All right, so I'm gonna say go, and when I say go, I'm gonna let you guys guess, and then I'll say stop, and then we'll go ahead and pick the number. So number between 1 and 100, closest person without going over. Go. I saw one that was very close. No, keep going. Don Bond, you can guess now. One guess each, though. Should have said that before. Does anyone yet to guess? I'll give it maybe 30 more seconds. Well, actually, I'm going to stop it now because I saw someone guess the exact number. So 76 was the number. Charles Cha, this is your knife. You can go ahead and contact me at triple.e.edc@gmail.com. That's triple.e.edc@gmail.com. Charles Cha, you got the knife. All right, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let anyone who was just waiting for the giveaway get off, and then I'll run through a little bit of the collection as a preview to the collection update that I'm going to do later on in the week. So 76. Yeah, the reason I picked 76 honestly was just I'd seen a bunch of American flag knives recently, including this one. So 1776. Yeah, leave a like when you leave. Definitely appreciate it. And if you feel compelled to, I won't argue with the super chat. All right, so for anyone who wants to see sort of a little update on the collection, let me go ahead and run through it a little bit with you. I'm going to put some knives back while I'm talking for a second, because I took a lot of them out for this video, and it probably makes sense to put a few of them back before I run you through the case. So we'll run these back in. Okay. You'll see the collection now is actually quite a bit different now than it was, which is interesting because my tastes have sort of evolved over time, and I end up with a lot of stuff from the same couple of brands, to be honest. But I still appreciate other knives from certain brands as well. So as far as flashlights, I really carry two flashlights. The flashlights I carry are the Olight Pro, Baton Pro, and the Olight S1R S1R Baton 2. Yeah, the small one. I don't have it on me right now. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at. Yeah, the Olights are awesome, especially that Baton 2. It's tiny. It keeps a charge for a long time. I really need to do a review on it, to be honest. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the knives here. So I've got this Benchmade turret, which is going to Didier in Belgium. So this is already sold. This is an excellent knife. I'm really sad to see it go, but like I said about the JE Made, I can't keep everything. I've got the Benchmade Super Freak, which you guys saw earlier. The Benchmade Griptilian, this is the DLT Trading exclusive in M390 and carbon fiber. Got the Benchmade Proper here, you can probably see. This is the clip point one. I've got the Benchmade Anthem, going through the Benchmades first. I've got the Benchmade 940 2001 in titanium. I've got the Benchmade 940 in the carbon fiber from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I've got the Benchmade 943 that you saw earlier. I've got the Benchmade Bug Out here in Alan Putman micarta scales. I've got the Benchmade Tengu here that you guys saw on my channel about a week ago, right here. it's always fun in the comments. Somebody, called me an idiot because I commented on how the case was made. I got the Benchmade Infidel here, OTF. This is the older version of the SOCP folder. So this is the one that doesn't have the axis lock and that comes in D2 steel. I think the new ones are a different steel. I can't remember what they are. And this also, I think, is CPM D2 as well. This one only comes with this clip as a liner lock. You got the SOCOM Elite, Microtech SOCOM Elite. Love this knife. This is also another hard use knife I wouldn't be afraid of using. As far as custom knives, the only thing I have really custom is the Pearson we looked at earlier, the Pearson fixed blade. Now I've got the CRKT LCK. Love that knife. This is one of my favorite. Hey, Knife Whisperer, what's going on? So guys, Knife Whisperer is going to be sending me a knife. And I'm going to be announcing on the channel he's doing a giveaway for 100 subscribers. He's a new channel, so go check him out. Yeah, take a look at that. Just to give you an update, we already did a giveaway tonight, which was this knife, the Civivi Shard. But we're going through a little bit of the collection as a preview to the collection update I'm doing early this week, I should say. This is a TRM Atom with micarta. This is honestly one of the greatest knives ever made. If you're thinking in the $200 range for a knife, you haven't checked out the TRM Atom, go check it out. I'm not kidding. The ProTech Whiskers Magic 2. Love this knife. This is also a knife that's been used quite a bit. ProTech Invictus from Prometheus Design Works as well. The ZT 0452, this is the blackwash version. This is awesome. This is also one of the best knives you can get for under $250. Any version of this, the CF version, titanium version, any version of this knife is fantastic. The Magic 2, somebody asked how does it open? So it opens by a sliding scale. So you push the scale up, and you can see the top, it actuates the button, and that causes the knife to release. That's why they call it magic, because people can't see you do it, especially if you use the palm of your hand like this. There is the Spyderco Meerkat, which this was a gift from a subscriber and also has a sliding scale, but isn't an automatic. This is the Spyderco Kikuchi. Very, very underrated knife for the money. Very, very, very underrated knife for the money. And I love this thing. This is a great lightweight carry. We're starting to get into the summer. If you guys are looking for a nice summer knife and you don't want to go bug out as your knife, check this one out. I would recommend this way more than I recommend the Para 3 lightweight or the Para 3, and it is, as a lightweight carry knife anyway, the Para 3 overall as a knife probably is a little bit better, but not the lightweight version. But the Kikuchi is great. Very, very, very great. This is a Spyderco Spidey Chef. This is going out also. It's already been traded, but it hasn't been sent out yet. This is the Crew Carta Spyderco Shaman. Love this knife. This is probably my favorite of all my Spydercos. This is the Spyderco Mannixon S90V in carbon fiber that we were just talking about earlier. Whoop. Lost this out of my ear. One drawback about... Whoops. One drawback about the AirPod Pros is they don't always fit exactly right in the ear. They fall out sometimes. Got the Spyderco Para 3 in Maximate. This is the Maximate version. And we saw the Paramilitary 2 earlier. With lightning strike carbon fiber scales. And this is a very cool knife. This is the Cold Steel Black Talon 2. That thing is wicked. Yeah, so JKC, these are the pro ones. They seem to fall out. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I just have a weird shaped head. Here is the Shirogorov F95N. This is the black micarta version. And has just that so silky smooth. Easy on the whiskey. Yeah, you know, I really haven't had too much on the whiskey. Stud fishing, I try to do giveaways for exactly that reason. We got the oil field jack here. Kind of hard to do this with a phone in my hand, but, you know, give you guys a look at that. You can see a little bit of my tabletop setup here. Got the bare knuckle we were looking at earlier. So anyone who's just joining the live stream, I'm giving sort of a quick preview of the collection update that I'm going to be doing later in the week. The CRK Shiro is crazy, but that's, you know, that's expensive, very expensive. So this is the Berg Blades Golem. Awesome knife. This thing is beefy. Berg Blades Iron Wolf. Butter action on this. This is a prototype of the Wii Roxy 4. Another great knife. If you like Warncliffes and you haven't checked this one out, the production version of this is awesome. The action's a little stiffer on the prototype than in the production model. I had one of the production models. It's awesome. So Knife Whisperer, I have to tell you, that is one of the knives I sold. I no longer have that that Emerson. I do have this. This is actually out the door also. It's sold here. I was pointed out that the video had a little grease on here. There you go. So let's go ahead and wipe that off. Let me actually thought I had gotten all that off. This is what happens when you do a live. Let's go ahead and get that off. There we go. Perfect. Nice floors. Yeah, sorry. All right, so here's the VRS Alpha Beast, Channel Beast. Yeah, I'm off the camera stand, and when I walk around and stuff for this, it is what it is. Here's the Benchmade 87. Now, I had two Benchmade 87s. This is the second one, and they have different finishes on them. Get a job at a pawn shop. Yeah, that's true. Here's the Hinder Nieves. Those are my Balisongs. I also have a squid trainer, two squid trainers that are upstairs. CRK Damascus Macassar Ebony Savenza 21. CRK Nkosi. Hinder Vintage Bowie with micarta scales. That battle green on there is just awesome. Lone Wolf Knives logo. I've never checked that out. I need to check that out. Here's the tie scale working finish Warncliffe with no choil Warncliffe. Love this thing. This is from the new DLT drop. Battlefield pickup. Yeah, they're awesome scales. This is the Battlefield pickup full track. I love the full track. Don Bond, here's your favorite one. The XM24 Spanto blade with stonewashed, awesome action. Yeah, this thing is a beast. Look away, fellas, look away. Don Bond's called this one when I get rid of it. Got the 0392 Warncliffe version. This is probably the best knife ZT ever made. Are these two knives, really, because I've got two of these Warncliffe versions, one of the regular Warncliffe and one of the purple black. And then this is probably right up there, right behind it, the 0308 with micarta scales from LMF. This thing's a beast. Love this thing. And the action on it is butter. Here is the Snex Buster from Hoback. Did I do a review on which weird Spyderco flipper? Give me a name, I'll let you know if I did a review on it. This is the Freeman 451 button lock, which you guys saw earlier in S45 VN. And, of course, to round it out, Nick Shabazz's favorite knife, Grimsmo Norseman. Now that's for my folders. I've also got a bunch of folders here, a bunch of Tucson's that are on loan. The Kikuchi, yes, I did do a review on the Kikuchi. I did a sort of first impressions. I don't know if I did a full long-term review on it. I plan to do one probably within the next week or two as we head towards the middle of summer. But this is just an amazing knife for the summer. If you, it's so slim. Let me just put it up against the 940 so you can see. It's way slimmer than the 940. This isn't a. This is actually a compression lock knife with a wheel flipper, and you just roll it back, and it goes. Okay, so yes, we got all these Tucson's here. We've got a fixed Adamas right here. Fixed Adamas, and got a Bradford Guardian. Bradford Guardian with the Warren Clip version, Guardian 3. Got that Phobos Knives fixed blade we looked at earlier, Tier 1 Mini. This is the Civivi Shard. This is actually the knife I gave away on this live stream. So Charles Cha 1, he should be emailing me today to claim it. So on my live streams, if you just stick around on the live streams, I usually give something away. Can't always guarantee I will, but for the most part, you know, but I will. But this is the Civivi Shard. The Phobos is convex. That is correct. These originally were made by Bark River and were convexed out. And then when they, I don't know who they sourced it from afterwards, if they did it themselves or not, but they did it the exact same way they did on the original run, which again was by Bark River. These are Bark River sheets. I think Bark River actually may have done the second run just under the Phobos name. It no longer has Bark River branding. Yeah, that lightsaber went quick, right? Yeah, so I've got the Benchmade Altitude here. This thing is so light. It's so light. Hey, C. Lemansky, have a good one. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I got here. I also got a couple Bark Rivers upstairs and a couple of Squid Trainers upstairs. But I don't have the one with the Python micarta. I really do need to get one of the Locos. I haven't really gotten any of the Locos. But what's my favorite Tucson? Honestly, well, if you're asking me my overall favorite, I really like that TS74 that I had a while back. That I decided to sell it because someone really, really wanted it. But that TS74 was awesome. That's the one that flips out in pretty much every direction. Out of the ones you sent, my favorite's probably this one, the TS16. It's titanium and D2. Really, really nice knife. Night morning design. And this basically has fixed everything that the TS16 version that I had, the Contour G10, had wrong with it. It had a bunch of stuff wrong with it. The clip, wasn't great, and the G10 scales weren't the best. But this one has fixed a lot of that stuff. My second favorite one is probably this one. I forgot the numbers on this one. You know better than I do. But this slip joint is also very good. I'm going to put this phone down for a second because it's a two-handed knife, but this thing is awesome. I put the stand away. It has a clip on it. The 123, yeah. So this thing is awesome. Why the name Triple E EDC? Honestly, it's my kids. So my kids all start with the letter E. I have 3 kids. So Triple E EDC. I'm just bad at naming stuff. So anyway, like I said, we already did the giveaway. We did it sort of in the middle of the video this time. I think a couple people had to leave. So, just that's just a little preview of what's coming up later in the week. Who subbed to me? Stud Fishing. Yeah, this is a preview of why we're going through the knives. We're just looking at a preview of the collection. A couple people had asked to look at the collection. I'll do a more in-depth thing where I talk about each of the knives, and we'll go from there. Sorry, Stud Fishing. I already forgot the question. It disappeared off the screen already. My kids. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that review, and then I'm also going to be reviewing a couple of the knives that I have coming in and finishing up the reviews on the Two Sons, so I can start posting the Two Sons. The Matt Diskin IDF. I would be interested in checking out the Diskin IDF. I know. No, I'm not on YouTube, kids. I would be interested in checking out the IDF. It's sort of a knife that comes up and goes off of my radar every once in a while. Thought I'd flash a Laconico or two. So I keep missing the drops for Laconicos, if I'm being honest. I really, really wanted the XLC, the extra large carry. I missed the drop. I missed the drop again. I think they did it again. And then the EWC, the everywhere carry from Monterey Bay Knives. I really wanted that one too. And then, I really had an issue where I have to be places. I work during the day. Like I said, I'm an attorney. So what ends up happening is, I'll be in court or I'll be in a deposition, and I can't get away during some of these drops. Oh yeah, the EWC micarta. Did that drop happen yet? Because I really wanted to be there for it. It could have happened today and missed it. But yeah, Bunzo, have a good night. If that drop happened today, I'm gonna be so sad. That EWC micarta one. No, not yet. Okay, great. Because I've been trying to track it, but I've got so many things going on. I'm really excited for that one. As you can see, I love micarta. Got all the micarta knives here. Yeah. So what type of attorney am I? I do a couple of different things. We have a practice that specializes in federal employee law, actually. So we sue the federal government for a living. We also have a personal injury firm as well. So that's what I do for a living. But I try to be a little bit more down to earth. I mean, people are pretentious. A lot of attorneys are pretentious. The action on this one's pretty good, actually. Stud Fishing. Don Bond, you're a government employee? Yeah, so we do federal employees only just because of jurisdiction issues. We are licensed with federal employees. You only have to be licensed in one state. We're licensed in a couple different states, but not everywhere. When you're an attorney, you have to getting licensed in more than one state is a really difficult task. Thank you. I appreciate that, Stud Fishing. I try to go out of my way to do nice things for people. I believe, what goes around comes around. They have to make new scales, Larry? Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of QC's issues recently. That's why the Rec Paramilitary 2s are being delayed, is the PVD coating on the Paramilitary 2 was, I guess, defective, and they weren't happy with it. So they're continuing to do the PVD coating, try to get the PVD coating right. I'm a young dude. I'm in my 30s. Monster Racing, you're always so nice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, I think you've gotten a pretty good look at the collection here tonight. And I've been on for about 64 minutes. We did the giveaway already. I'm probably going to sign off. The stock on the Benchmade Altitude, I'll go ahead and do that real quick for you. Let me go ahead and set up the tripod so you can see it. So 1 second. Yeah, leave likes. Again, guys, the super chat is open. If you want to leave something on your way out, definitely appreciated. Helps pay for all the stuff, all the giveaways and everything we do on the channel. But let's go ahead and show the stock on these. So to give you an idea, let's look at the stock on a griptilian versus this. You can see it's much thinner than a griptilian. And here's the stock on the bug out. And it's basically the same stock as a bug out. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. The same stock as a bug out, but much thinner toward the tip, going out toward the tip. And where the bug out, this feels lighter than the bug out. This is lighter. But 0.08, I don't know what that is. What's my most carried knife, and what do I carry in court? Or do I carry in court? No, I can't carry in court, unfortunately. No knives in court. Unless you're a cold steel fan and you want to bring a plastic knife into court, which if you get caught with, you will be in big trouble. Larry, yeah, so Larry bought the ProTech SNG operator, and so he's gonna love that thing. What's my most carried knife? I think was the question. That's a good question. So it would probably be either this one, the XM18 in micarta, and why do I carry that more than the Wharncliffe? The Bowie's just a more generalist blade than a Wharncliffe is, even though I actually probably enjoy the Wharncliffe a little bit better. So that's probably my most carried knife. My other most carried knife is probably going to be, the bug out. It's probably going to be a similar tie between the bug out and the proper. And then if you're looking for a non-Benchmade knife, probably the Magic 2. I think those are probably my most carried. Yeah, that thing is so nice. And if you like Protex, you're going to love it. Designated beater knife. So it was my, it was that Griptilian that I sold, the M4 Griptilian. That was sort of my go-to, knife that I could use for a lot of stuff. But let me see. Go-to beater knife. Honestly, probably the Mannix. That's probably my go-to beater knife. The Mannix and S90B. If I need something that's cheaper, because I'm not willing to, to damage any of that stuff. So let's see if I can find what I have out here. So if I'm not looking to damage anything, I need something cheaper, I will probably go with, well, it used to be a different knife, but I think it's going to be this one now, the Kershaw bare knuckle. This thing is just great. And I use this in a lot of situations as well, but the blade is thinner. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. I really appreciate all you guys coming out. Charles Cha, do not forget to, yeah, thank you for the Mannix 2 is a beater. So I just love the blade shape that on the Mannix and the ease of use and the ergonomics. So that's why it's my beater, not because I want to beat up a good knife, but it's made to work, the Mannix. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I love hanging out. It's 2 in the morning here, 2:15 in the morning, and I could go on and on. Yeah, thanks for coming tonight, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night. See you guys. See ya.